Hey guys, it's Tom here, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the Smarkets Welcome Offer. If you're following our starting with £10, £25 or £100 guides, then you'll come across Smarkets in week 2 or 3. So just go ahead and click on the guide to open the Smarkets offer. Now firstly, what actually is Smarkets? Well, it's not a traditional bookmaker. So the offers you've been doing so far, you've been placing a trigger bet and then unlocking the free bets. We won't actually be doing that with Smarkets, as they are a betting exchange. So they are basically just like Betfair. You log on to them and you can place your lay bets, therefore cashing out your free bets or doing a trigger bet or whatever. You basically use them to bet against. So they are exactly like Betfair. So why would we sign up to them? Seems a bit pointless if we're already using Betfair, right? Well, there are a few benefits to joining Smarkets, and they actually have their own sign-up offer as well, which is exactly why we're going to be signing up to them today. Firstly, they offer a 2% commission on all lay bets. So basically, Betfair are charging you 5%. If you get the same odds on Smarkets, then you may as well use Smarkets to place your lay bets, as you're saving your money in the long term. Secondly, Paddy Power and Betfair are run by the same company. So you can't, when you do the Paddy Power offer next week, you can't place a back bet on Paddy Power and then place a lay bet on Betfair, as they share your details and you might be flagged as a match better, meaning you'll get gubbed by both Paddy Power and Betfair. So for this reason, you should place your lay bets on Smarkets for the Paddy Power offer. So we need to sign up to them today in order for you to do that next week. Thirdly, exchanges do go down sometimes. Betfair are normally quite good. However, there have been times where they've gone down for maintenance or their traffic has just literally been so big that they've crashed. For this reason, it's good to spread your money out between multiple exchanges. Or it's good just to have other exchanges, and Smarkets happen to be the second biggest one. So I definitely recommend signing up to them for that reason as well. Fourth, the odds can be different between both exchanges. Now, the exchange is basically player based, so people set their own odds on the exchange. Because of this, sometimes the Betfair odds can be out from the Smarkets odds. It can go either way. You'll get better odds on Betfair sometimes, and you'll get better odds on Smarkets sometimes. So again, it is good just to have both exchanges in case that situation arises, and you can take the best odds at that time. And finally, as we're going through now, Smarkets have a sign-up offer, so it's definitely worth jumping in. It says you can make around £30 risk-free. It's actually £30 to £40 risk-free that you can make from this offer, as the refund is triggered as cash. So what actually is the offer first? It's basically £50 risk-free. So you'll sign up to Smarkets, and they'll give you 50 quid risk-free, but it's not just in one bet. They'll basically, they'll basically ask you to pick a team, and then with that team, for the next 5 games that they're playing in the Premier League, you'll get £10 risk-free on each of their matches. So you have to pick a Premier League team when you sign up, and then you'll get £10 risk-free for each of their next 5 games. Quite a simple offer to do. It's not like the ones you've done before where you've just bet a trigger bet and got a free bet. It's pretty different, this offer, but it's very, very quick and easy to do. So when you're ready, let's get into it. As I just mentioned, the offer is £10 risk-free on your chosen team's next 5 Premier League games. It's actually a very, very simple offer to do, and I've written some step-by-step instructions that we're about to go through now. A risk-free offer, you're basically going to be betting £10 on your team to win the game. If it wins, you make money. If it loses, you wouldn't make money. However, you wouldn't lose any money because it's risk-free. But as match bettors, we don't want to just hope that the bet wins. We can take advantage of this promo and make profit guaranteed no matter what the outcome. So through these steps, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this and make around £30 to £40 from this offer. So before we attempt the offer, go ahead and click this button to sign up to Smarkets and get the promo. The promo on their main page can be different at times. It might just be a £10 risk-free bet, which is what they used to run. So make sure you click R1, and obviously it gives us a little kickback too, which we very much appreciate. And once you've clicked it, it will ask you to choose a team. So step 1, sign up to Smarkets and choose a team. So we'll click on this here now. Now, this is where I would highly recommend choosing a team that is the bottom half of the Premier League table. So if you just go onto Google and just literally type Premier League table, and it will come up with this little page here. Click on the arrow and then just choose anybody that's basically from 10th down to 20th. The reason I'm saying this is because to maximize profit from this offer, you want a team that are generally high odds every time they play. So let's say, for example, Newcastle, that their next 5 matches, the chances are in their next 5 matches, there'll be a couple of games where they're sort of 4.0, 5.0 odds. You don't want to choose somebody like Liverpool or Man City, as there'll be odds of 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and this means you can't make much profit from the risk-free bets. The risk-free bet works just like a free bet. The higher the odds, the more profit you make. So if you're putting a free bet on something at 1.2, 1.3, I'm sure you're well aware, you're not going to make much profit. So in order to make the most profit from this offer, you need to choose a team that are generally high odds when they're playing a match. So if you're choosing a team that's bottom half of the table, then for their next 5 games, there's a very good chance that you're going to be high odds. So I'd pick somebody, maybe not the very bottom, because Huddersfield might be like 20 or 21.0, which means you'll need a lot of liability. I'd sort of go mid bottom half. So yeah, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, somebody like that. Once you've done that, so let's say we're going for Crystal Palace. Click on Crystal Palace, and then it will say you've selected Crystal Palace. It will give you the promotional code, which is CRI-PL. If you chose another team, the code will be slightly different, and it will automatically be applied for you on the next page anyway. And then click complete sign up, and then this will be you now signing up to Smarkets. So you just simply fill in your details, fill in your personal details, and then move on to the next step, and just double check your promotional code is entered for you. So the next bit, deposit £10. Very, very easy to do. Deposit £10 into the account. This is actually the only money you're going to need to be depositing into Smarkets. The offer is £50 risk-free in total. However, the £10, if it wins, you're going to have more money in your Smarkets account. If it loses, you're going to lose that tenner, but then the £10 will be put back into the account. So this is the only amount of money you need in your Smarkets account at any point for this offer. So you're not going to need to deposit any more. But you might need a lot more money in the exchange, so just bear that in mind. In the Betfair betting exchange, obviously Smarkets is also an exchange. So now you need to find your chosen Premier League team's next match and check you haven't bet on it. Now you can I put a link here where you can click on the fixtures. These are the Premier League fixtures coming up this season, and you basically just go through the list and make sure that you go through each game in order. So you've got a risk-free bet for the next 5 matches. So you need to find out when their next game is, and you've got £10 risk-free on that game. Then find out where their second next game is, and you'll have £10 risk-free on that game. Then their next game after that, £10 risk-free, and you've got it for 5 matches. So find where the next games are and just do it one at a time. So do the first game. Once it's settled, then you'd go on to the next game. Once that's settled, go on to the next game, and so on and so forth. The key point here, though, was make sure you haven't bet on it. Now, normally with betting exchanges, we never place back bets. We only use Betfair to place lay bets, as I'm sure you guys are well aware. However, for the purpose of this offer, it's a £10 risk-free offer. We're going to actually be placing a back bet on Smarkets. Now, you might have placed some lay bets using some other websites or some other offers on the particular game. If that's the case, then skip the match. The reason this is because your £10 risk fee you're going to be placing is a £10 refund on like the whole losses of the market. So let's just say, for example, Man United are playing Chelsea. Really easy example. You've chosen Man United as your team, so you've now got £10 risk free on Man United. If you then go ahead and place a back bet of £10 on Man United, but you've also got lay bets on Chelsea and the draw and all that kind of stuff, then it just gets really messy, and your £10 isn't actually risk free because it's net losses on the whole market of that game. So you need to make sure you haven't bet on the match. If you've got any other bets on the match, simply skip the match, and you're going to have to miss out that week, unfortunately. So you've now only got 4 risk-free bets. So just make sure you've got no other bets on it, and then you can move on to the next step. So step 4 is simply backing £10 on Smarkets. So back £10 on your chosen team. Again, there are other methods. You can bet on other things. It doesn't have to be on your team, but for the purpose of this offer, just bet £10 on your team. And yeah, that's that step done very easily. And then step 5 is calculating the lay stake. So this is slightly different to what you've normally been doing. You do open a calculator. However, as it's a risk-free bet and it's refunded as cash, you simply change the mode from normal to free bet, stake not returned. This is basically acting like a free bet, because that is effectively what you're doing now. You've got £10 risk-free If it loses, it gets refunded as cash. So you can use the free bet stake not return function of the calculator. You then just put in £10. Back odds of your team might be 5. Lay odds might also be 5 or 5.1. And then the two important things are back commission is 2%, because markets charge you 2% on all bets. And then the lay commission, obviously 5%. And then you'd back £10 on Smarkets, and then you'd just simply go lay 7.76 on Betfair, and make sure you have 31.82 liability on Betfair. So there we go. Step 6 is simply lay your bets. And again, if you have any other bets on Smarkets for that market, do not place the back bet on it, and obviously don't lay on Betfair, just skip that week. Once you've done this, you'll make around £8 guaranteed profit. The calculator has taken into account the fact that you'll get the money back as cash, and so there's no need to worry. The bet is fully matched and you're guaranteed profit either way. You don't have to wait for the team to win. In fact, you probably want them to lose, so the money will go into Betfair, get refunded £10 into Smarkets, and you can do it again for the next game. And then step 7, very, very simple. Repeat it for the next 4 Premier League matches. Now, if you've missed a week, then don't worry. You can just go on to the next week, but you only have it from when you open your account. You've only got it for the next 5 Premier League games. So if you've bet on week 1, the very first game, you've then accidentally messed up week 2 and you've already placed a lay bet for another offer and you've skipped it, and then you accidentally missed week 3, then unfortunately you'll only be able to get week 4 and week 5, so it'll be £30 in risk-free bets. It's only 5 weeks from the date that's opened. And that's not 5 weeks as in 7-day weeks. It's 5 weeks as in 5 match day weeks. So there might be a break where they don't play for a couple of weeks. That's completely fine. When they come back, that'll be classed as the next week, so to speak. So there's a few things to mention. Again, choose a team that's bottom half of the table. Very, very important, so you can make the most out of this offer. You only need to deposit £10 into Smarkets because the money's going to keep being refunded if it loses, so you don't need to deposit any more. You need to bet £10 on your Premier League team to win the match and lay it on Betfair or Matchbook. You don't lay it on Smarkets because that will invalidate the offer. All markets on the match apply, however it's net losses. So for this video, I tried to simplify the offer and just simply say bet £10 on your team to win, and then obviously lay it on the exchange, on the Betfair exchange. Don't get crazy and creative and bet on any other markets. Just simply bet on your team to win, and you'll still make a decent amount of profit from this offer. It must be Premier League matches. Now, this is a very, very important one that I probably should have mentioned earlier. The offer is on your team's next 5 Premier League games. Now, some of the bigger teams are playing in the Champions League, the Europa League, the FA Cup, the EFL Cup. So you might see some of these fixtures coming up if you're looking on the exchange. Make sure that it's a Premier League game that you're betting on, because it's their next 5 Premier League game fixtures. So don't be thrown off when you see teams playing each other in the Champions League and stuff. You're not eligible to place a bet on that match for this offer. It's got to be the next 5 Premier League matches. So again, you can just Google Premier League fixtures and just follow, or click the link I posted and just follow this as a reference. And then the last thing to mention, no liability, no problem. So as match bettors, obviously we don't take anything to chance, and we always lay our bets, so you can guarantee a bit of profit. However, I do understand Smarkets are at the end of week 2 or week 3, depending on which guide you're following. And so sometimes your money may all be tied up on the betting exchange Betfair. If that's the case, and you've still managed to deposit £10 into Smarkets, then for this time and this time only, you can simply punch your bet. Now, the reason for this is because the refund is refunded as cash. So if the refund was refunded as a free bet, which is quite standard practice, then we wouldn't say do this. However, because it's refunded as cash, if your £10 bet loses on your team, you're getting your tenner back as cash, so you've not actually lost anything. So if you don't have any money in Betfair to lay your bet, then for this time, you can actually just punt it and hope that it wins, because it is still worth doing. It's completely risk-free. So I wouldn't advise skipping a week because you haven't got enough money to lay the bet. I would advise depositing a tenner into Smarkets and just placing the bet anyway, because if it doesn't win, you get your money back, and obviously if it wins, then you're happy days, you've made a bit of money. So I hope everyone's found that video very useful. I've tried to make the guide as simple as possible and as formative as possible, but obviously I'm sure a lot of you will have some questions, because Smarkets are quite a scary looking website when you've just signed up to them, purely because you'll be used to the layout from Betfair, but they do essentially do the exact same thing. So we've got a video at the very, very bottom of this page using Smarkets. This will just show you exactly how to use them, mainly for placing lay bets and match betting. Obviously with this offer you'll be placing a back bet, but it's still nice to see how the website all works and how the layout works. So do definitely give this a check out as well and enjoy your up to £40 risk-free profit. So please do give us a like on this video and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button, because we're going to be pushing out loads more content for you guys, and you'll get notified every time there's a new video, which will hopefully help you out and hopefully make you make some decent profit. Thank you very much and have a great day.